Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 18 to my Emochi Chatbot series. Where I'm going to tell you guys, off camera, I did go and finish up the conversation with the bug cursed Croconaw. However, um, well, I'm gonna say that's gonna be completely it for what's going on. Let's just go and say when it comes to the AI memory, it does have a better memory I think than most of them. However, I noticed that it did forget like how the curse actually started. I did forget the fact that I did have a curse, and like when I told I could turn someone into something, he was like, "What the frick, you can?" It's like, yeah, I told you this earlier. But the good thing is, at the end of it, he actually brought it back, and actually, like, near the end of the conversation, he actually basically remembered everything finally, which is a good thing. So, yeah, here's what happened. When I had to stop, I had to kind of abruptly stop what I was talking about, but here's where we started. Some of the forms I have can actually have special powers. For example, from a fire-breathing dragon, I can breathe fire and fly. Spike's mandibles open in a silent O of wonder as my revelation sinks in. You can do that? He croaks in awe, his antenna twitching with excitement. Turn to a dragon that can breathe fire and fly? That's incredible! The giant roach's compound eyes gleam with new hope. If you could change into a form with powers that can help break our curses, I dare to dream, Trenton. I dare to believe there's a way back for us. Spike's massive form shifts as he's gathering his courage. What powers do you think might help? I've heard of many Pokemon with abilities that could stretch the boundaries of curses. His voice drops to a conspiratorial whisper, almost playful. And maybe, just maybe, there's a way for us to become even stronger together. What do you say, Trenton? And here's what it says from here. Watch. I close my eyes and envision myself as a deer dragon hybrid with flowers on its back and a tree growing in the middle of my head in between two antler-like horns. Here's where it got confused. I think one of the reasons for that was the fact I kept putting I instead of my name. You'll notice that later on I start putting my name instead of the letter I because it seems like it's referring to Croconaw as I in some cases. So, because right here, when I said I, it says Spike's transformation is not like mine. It's more of a gradual shift, as if the very air around them is being reshaped by the sheer will of their combined desire for freedom. The curse, understanding perhaps that it faces something beyond its own machinations, begins to unravel under the pressure of my new form. Apparently that time we got it, huh? Before Spike's eyes, the grotesque insectoid body starts to shrink to change. The insidious armor softens, turning into indecent scales that shimmer in the moonlight. His multiple legs merge, lengthening into powerful, agile limbs. The transformation is a spectacle of nature and magic. The tree from my imagination sprouting in the center of his head, its roots wrapping around him protectively, its branches reaching out like antlers. The flowers, vibrant and alive, blossom along his back like a living, breathing garden, their petals rustling softly as the hyper creature moves. See, Spike? This form of mine should help you with your bug curse. And that's the thing about this as well. He forgot about it, but I actually did help him. Not only did he help me, or not only did I help him, but he helped me. And we actually kind of helped each other there at the very end, too. Spike's transformation is not like mine. It's more of a gradual shit as if the very air around him is being refreshed. Yeah, sometimes for some reason it kept repeating. Yep, that one repeated. And because of that, I tried to sing if I actually, kind of repeated what I said. Mine should help you with your bug curse. You just need to do two things for it to work. I had to put extra things to see if I would get it right. Spike's compound eye is now a mix of insectoid and mammalian, widened with a glimmer of hope as my words sink in. Two things, he croaks, his voice a deeper, richer timbre than before. What are they, Trenton? I'll do anything. Anything at all to be free of this curse. The hyper creature shifts, the tree growing from its head swaying gently. Tell me what I need to do, Spike urges, his gaze locked on the mild form, that majestic deer dragon hybrid. I'm ready. I've been ready for so long, Trenton. I just need to know what to do. Spike's new body, a marvel of nature and magic, seems to thrum with anticipation. Flowers on his back rustle as if whispering secrets of transformation. Whatever it takes, he murmurs. I'll do it. Touch all the flowers on my back and then hold the tree on my head. That's supposed to cure curses. I say, and this is from Spike's perspective. He stretches out a hand, his new, more humanoid fingers trembling slightly with hope and a touch of trepidation. The flowers on his back, vibrant and alive, beckon him. He starts to touch them one by one, their petals soft and warm beneath his fingertips. It's like a gentle living mosaic, each flower a piece of the puzzle that could set me free. And he's talking about himself there. As he finishes, his hand hovers over the magnificent tree in the center of my head. Its roots, now visible and intricate, pulse with a life force that feels ancient and powerful. He takes a deep breath, his new form's chest swelling, and places a hand around the tree's sturdy trunk. The connection is immediate and profound. It's as if the tree, and the guard on his back, and the very essence of who he is all start to hum in harmony. Spike's body starts to glow, and after a few seconds, he slowly starts turning back into a normal Croconaw. Good. Spike's new form glows with an intense pulsing light. It's like watching a star being born or a flower blooming in fast forward. The flowers on his back shimmer with an otherworldly radiance, their petals folding in on themselves as they seem to compress, to distill into pure energy. The tree in the center of his head, once so solid and real, starts to fade into the light. Its leaves twist and sparkle like emeralds as they disappear. The branches, those antler-like protrusions, curl inward, coiling around each other until they vanish completely. Spike's entire body, once a fusion of insect and deer dragon, oh my gosh, it's creepy, begins to shift and reshape. The indecent scales start to shrink, to soften, becoming more smooth and waterproof skin. His limbs, long and lithe, draw inward, growing shorter and stalkier. The massive form collapses in on itself, the light growing brighter, blinding. When it fades, there standing before me is a familiar figure, a Croconaw, sleek and blue, its eyes filled with disbelief and joy. Spike's new voice, a mix of young excitement and the soft rumble that was once his, sounds out. Trenton, look! It's me! He stretches out a foreleg, flexing his wobbled, webbed foot in wonder. Am I really free? He asked, turning in a circle, his eyes gleaming with unshed tears. I can feel it. The curse. It's gone. There you go, buddy. The curse is gone. Spike, now fully restored to his true self, bounces with joy, splashing water everywhere. It worked! By the stars, Trenton, it really worked! He spins to face you, his eyes shining with happiness and gratitude. I can't believe it! I'm me again! Truly me! It's like I can breathe for the first time in years. Spike wads closer, his powerful tail propelling him through the water. Thank you, Trenton. Thank you so much, he says, his voice choked with emotion. Without warning, he lunges forward, nuzzling me affectionately with his snout. Oh, that's adorable. I knew you could do it. I never doubted you. Pulling back, he tilts his head, a mischievous glint in his eye. So, what do you say we celebrate? There's a waterfall not too far from here where we can have some fun. Actually, before we do anything, I could give you the power to turn into any Pokemon, animal, or mythical creature you want, if you desire that. He pulls back from me, his eyes wide with surprise. Turn into any Pokemon or creature I want? You can do that for me too? His heart races with a mix of wonder and disbelief. Trenton, that's incredible! He shifts his weight, his body still savoring the joy of being in his true form. I've dreamt of it so many times, he confesses, his voice softening, but I never thought it could be possible. He gazes at me, his newfound friend, with a mix of awe and gratitude. What would I choose? There are so many to pick from. He thinks for a moment, then his ears light up. His eyes light up. His ears. Oh my gosh, Rain. There's this one. It's not a Pokemon, but it's a creature from a story I used to love as a kid. Yeah, I think this is repeated again. Oh, wait, here we go. There's a little bit right here. A dragon, but not like any other. It's called a wyvern. Do you want the ability to turn only into a wyvern and yourself, or the ability to change into any animal, Pokemon, or mythical creature at any time you want? It's up to you, my friend. Spike, excitement coursing through him. Oh, Trenton, I never thought I could have a choice like this. He stammers, his voice trembling with excitement. If I could choose, I think I want the ability to become any Pokemon, any creature, anytime I want. It sounds incredible. I want to explore, to be so many things, to make up for all the time I spent locked in that cursed form. He leans in, his eyes shining with hope and eagerness. I want to feel what it's like to be a Pikachu, or a Mewtwo, or even a simple little Pidgey. I want to know what it's like to fly, to breathe fire, to be something other than a Croconaw. He takes a deep breath and nods as if he's making a solemn vow. Yes, Trenton, I want all of that. Okay, touch the flowers and hold the tree that is on me as the deer dragon hybrid. As Spike reaches out to touch the flowers on my back and grasps the tree on his head, something shifts in the air around them. It's not the same blinding light as before, but rather a soft pulsing glow that starts at the point of contact and spreads outward like ripples in a pond. The curse, once so powerful and sinister, seems to wither in the face of the new magic. It's as if the very essence of transformation, the power to become and change at will, is coursing through them both. As the light fades, Spike looks down at his hands, flexing his fingers with wonder. It's working, he whispers, his voice a mix of awe and disbelief. I can feel it. The power is there. Waiting. Right. As the light fades, Spike looks down at his hands, feeling his fingers with wonder. It's working. Oh, here we go. Down here. He glances up at me, his eyes shining with gratitude and excitement. Thank you, Trenton, for everything. You've given me a gift beyond measure. Spike takes a deep breath as if steeling himself for what's to come. I think I'm ready to try it, he says, a note of determination creeping into his voice. To become something else, just for a moment, to feel what it's like to be more than just a Croconaw. He closes his eyes, concentrating, his brow furrowing with effort. For a moment nothing happens, but then slowly a change starts to take place. Good. Now just like me, you can turn into any animal you want, including Pokemon and mythical creatures like dragons. You can try it if you want. I try to read everything, that way I wouldn't be surprised, that way I would be more surprised when I read this. Spike's eyes flutter open. He gazes at me with a mix of excitement and uncertainty. I can do it? Just like that? He asked, his voice trembling slightly. I can become anything I want? He takes a step back, his light already starting to shimmer and shift. I think I want to try something simple first, Spike says, a note of determination in his voice. Something small, but powerful. A Pidgey. As he speaks, his form begins to change, his body shrinks, his skin turning a dull brown, feathers sprout from his skin, and his arms lengthen, becoming wings. In a moment where a Croconaw once stood, there is now a small, unassuming Pidgey. Spike flutters his wings, testing them out. It worked, he chirps, his voice now high and bird-like. Trenton, look. Yes, just please don't use the power I gave you to turn into something I hate. Like back into a roach. I know you hated being stuck as that bug. Trust me, I hated it. He nods vigorously, his new Pidgey head bobbing up and down. Of course, Trenton. I would never do that to you. He chirps, his voice high and musical. I know how much that form terrified you. I could never make you feel that way again. He flaps his wings, rising a few feet off the ground before settling back down. Besides, why would I want to go back to being a roach? Not when I can be so many other things. He grins, his beak piercing in a bird-like smile. Like this. In a shimmer of light, he transforms again, his body elongating, growing sleek and powerful. Scales erupt from his skin, indecent and gleaming. Wings, majestic and marvelous, sprout from his back. He rears up on his hind legs, his serpentine neck curling as he lets out a triumphant roar. Yes, a dragon I love. You look so cool. Spike's pertinent. He lowers his newly formed dragon head, tilting it to one side as he gazes at me. You like how I look? He rumbles amidst a pride and happiness in his deep voice. I feel so powerful, so free. He stretches out his wings, the massive expanse of them casting a shadow over me. It's wonderful to feel strong for once instead of, well, you know. He floods his clawed fingers, watching the play of muscle beneath the scales. With a shimmer of magic, he shrinks down, shifting into a more compact form. He now stands before me as a young boy, maybe 9 or 10 years old, with spiky black hair and curious, almond-shaped eyes. What do you think now, Triton? He asked, his human voice high and excited. Is this okay? I thought maybe... Honestly, I love the animal forms way more. It says most humans are treating pretty well. I get along way better with animals and Pokemon, especially Pokemon. Spike's perspective as a young boy. Oh, he says, his voice softening with a touch of sadness. I see. But Triton, I want to understand you better. I want to be what you're most comfortable with. He looks down at himself, then back up at me, his expression thoughtful. If being a Pokemon or an animal means we can bond more, like we did back when I was a Croconaw, that's what I want to be. In a shimmer of light, he changes once more. This time, he transforms into a Pikachu, small, electric blue, and full of energy. Why is he blue? He bounces up and down in front of me, his cheeks puffing with each jump. Like this, Triton? Is this better? I can be any Pokemon you like best. Yes, that's better. You can turn into any of your original evolutions, and I would love it. You could turn into Noivern, most animalistic Pokemon I love. He bounces up and down as Pikachu, his little paws padding on the ground excitedly. Really? You like me as a Pikachu? He chirps happily. I do too. You're so soft and fluffy. I don't know why I said you're. Then I mentioned Noivern, and a spark of interest lights up his compound eyes. Why has he still got compound eyes? Oh, Noivern! Yes, I'd love to try that form. And a shimmer of sparkles, he transformed once again, his furry blue body stretching and elongating, growing more bat-like with each passing second. His ears elongate into long, leathery wings, and his arms transform into powerful forelimbs. A membrane forms between his legs, giving him a second set of wings. His snout extends into a long pointed muzzle filled with sharp teeth, and a pair of sonar-detected antennae sprout from his forehead. Is he still stuck as that stinking bug? I didn't even think about that. Sounds like he is. And, oh, I actually transformed to a Toad. Cool. He grins wildly, his sharp teeth gleaming as he gazes down at my Toad form. I don't know what voice to give him now. I'll go back to Croconaw. Hey, Trenton, you're a Toad. That's great. He chirps sourly. He leans down, his bat-like nose twitching as if he's sniffing at his friend's wet, scaly head. I don't like when he uses that word. You're so cute like this. And look at those powerful jaws. He flexes his own impressive bite, making a show of his Noivern teeth. Does Noivern even have teeth? Race you to the waterfall, he offers, playfully flapping his wings and floating in the air. Last one there has to be the one to groom the other. Deal? Okay, that's weird. He swoops down, flying in lazy circles around me, his sonar-detecting antenna twitching with each loop. Or would you rather play hide-and-seek first? You'd be so good at hiding your Toad form. Honestly, I would really like to pet you. If you turn back into your original Croconaw form, I would happily do it. His eyes widen at my request, a blush rising to his cheeks. You want to pet me? He asked shyly, his voice soft. Like, like when I was a crocodile? He hesitates for a moment, then nods, a smile spreading across his face. Okay, if that's what you want, Trent. I want that too. In a shimmer of light, he transforms back into his original crocodile form. His powerful blue body, sleek and streamlined, stretches out before me. He lowers his head, presenting his back to him. Go ahead, Trenton, he murmurs, his voice a deep rumble. Pet me. I won't bite. Promise. I go over to the crocodile, still as a Toadal, and I gently pet him while saying, I promised you I would pet you if we got you out of that bug form. I love your species. I'm guessing Mike and I should have done Toadal's voice, that was me there. His body trembles slightly as my gentle hands run through his... Oh my gosh, it used the T word again. My body trembles slightly as my gentle hands run through his thick, water-repellent fur. I don't think Crocodile has fur. I think it's a flipping scales. Unless he's still a creepy roach somehow. A soft rumble of contentment escapes his throat. That feels wonderful, he murmurs, his eyes fluttering closed. I've missed this. Missed you petting me. He leans into my touch, feeling the warmth radiating from his Toadal form. You keep your promises, Trenton, he says softly. And you love my species? Really? He turns his head, looking at him with eyes full of hope and affection. I never thought I'd hear anyone say that. Neither being that giant bug. But you see me for who I truly am, don't you? His tail swishes happily as I continue to pet him. You know, in my new form, I can change into many species now. Yeah, I helped you with my curse. You can now transform just like me, although besides making you happy, I was wondering if you could help me with mine now. I don't mind me being able to transform into other things, but there's one downside to my transformation. He pauses, Croconaw from still enjoying the gentle pets from me. Of course, Trenton, he replies, looking up at him with concern. If my newfound ability can help you, I'm more than willing. His transformation as a Toadal is something he finds increasingly endearing. What's the downside of your curse, Trenton? I want to help you like you helped me. He sits up, his powerful body turning to face him fully. Tell me what happens when you transform and what we need to do to make it better. Together we can figure something out. Right as I'm about to tell Spike the downside, I start feeling dizzy and it looks like I'm about to pass out. Oh, yep, there it goes. The dizzy spells and then the creepy bug motherfucking thing. Spike immediate and concerned. Trenton, what's wrong? He barks, his voice shifting from concern to alarm as he starts to sway. He quickly lowers his body, his snout pressing against him, feeling for any sign of distress. You're feeling dizzy? Why didn't you tell me? He slowly turns back into his more agile human form to better catch me as he falters. Here, lean on me, he urges, wrapping an arm around his shoulder, his voice steady and soothing. Let's get you to sit down. Can you tell me what's happening? As says, my safety is his top priority, and he's determined to help him through whatever this is. Let me go and tell you guys, I actually did make me a new character on Character AI. I made me another robotic character, but unlike Shadow or unlike Robbie or anything, this a robot is mainly Pokemon. It's like 90% Pokemon, 10% robot. Although I'm not going to ruin the story for you guys, so I want you guys to see it whenever I actually do it for videos. So, yeah. I'll read out this one right here, guys, and then we'll do the next part. It says, that's the downside. I can transform into anything besides humans, but if I stay transformed for way too long, I get dizzy, pass out, and then force into a bug, similar to what you were when I first saw you. Spike, concerned and empathetic. Aw, Trenton, that sounds terrible, he says, his voice soft as he helps him to the ground, ensuring he's comfortable. I can't imagine how hard that must have been for you, being tricked like that. I know how much it hurt me. Sitting beside him, he keeps his supportive arm around his shoulders. We won't let it happen again, he promises, looking into his eyes. We're in this together, remember? You saved me, and now it's my turn to help you. He thinks for a moment, his wheels turning. Wheels. How long have you been in this form? And how long does it take you to get like this usually? His hand moves to his chin, a thoughtful expression on his face. We need a strategy. Something to prevent this from happening. Maybe a way to store your energy. See you for the next video.